Alright, so this current Nightwave's Augment mod, Burning Hate, has just become accessible. And I have to say, it is quite overkill.
Honestly, that's a legit build. That's what I was trying to
95 million right there. Roar wasn't even active.
It's like 100. What? Bro, that's 185 million.
So, as you can see, the mod is quite powerful when you incorporate the right build and the right setup. And even without the extra bells and whistles, it does fantastic. But I have a slight problem with the mod and this Nightwave in general. I don't like that the augment mods, even though it fits the aesthetic of the Stalker, I don't like that we are giving augment mods to improve already incredible weapons like Incarnate Hate and Incarnate Dread. They don't need any extra help. They're already incredible. And I liked what DE was doing beforehand with underperforming, undervalued weapons and giving them a little bit extra juice to make them help stand out. That's all I'll say about that. Let's talk about the weapon, the build that I'm using, and how you should incorporate this mod in your existing builds for the Hate. Now, I want to reiterate that this is a bells and whistle type build. I'm showing you how far you can crank this augment in a very specific manner with an extra bane being Roar, as well as applying heat and an armor strip and utilizing melee retaliation, which gives you bonus melee damage when you have a lot of shields, by using Hildren and applying armor strip and heat with blazing pillage. The whole reason I'm using her and all of that is purely for the setup for this video, to show you how hard you can crank this mod for an already incredible weapon. Like I mentioned, I don't think the Hate needed this mod, but here we are. Now, the Hate and its evolutions I'm using are these. Okay. And for the build, we do have a Riven. It is purely Toxin and crit chance. If you don't have a Riven, just throw Toxin in here. Then you can use the whole same build. In fact, you can even throw Fever Strike. It would hardly make a difference. The problem that I face with Burning Hate as well, like I mentioned, it's overkill. It kind of prohibits you from incorporating other important mods in your build that could benefit your playstyle, such as more attack speed, more combo count chance. If you wanted to go full slash, then you can just throw in slash. But at the same time, now you have really slow attack speed. You don't have any extra range with primed reach. And if you're, focusing on maximizing your damage, well, then you're going to need all these damage mods. And maybe you take out Vicious Frost. Well, now you're going to have to incorporate something that can upkeep viral 100% of the time. And, there's just so much to consider when using this mod or building this weapon, that is one of the partial reservations I have, is that it takes a slot. And ultimately, the Hate is already incredible. So why they applied it, outside of the fact that this Nightwave is aesthetically about the Stalker, I'm just confused why they gave it an augment when, memory serves, mostly weapons that were kind of crummy we're getting augments to help bolster it. But anyway, we have this build. So again, status damage, we have 90% here and 120% here. So, and then we also have condition overload and melee retaliation. We are cranking the damage like crazy. I'm not getting into the math. I hope one of you guys comments and tells me exactly how the math breaks down, but just know that big number go boom, basically. And because of this augment, bigger number go even more boomer. So that's basically the whole gist of it. One cool thing that most people probably know is that the Hate already has heat applied to its basic attacks during the Incarnate mode, even though it doesn't say it here. There is a projectile that flies out that will apply heat sometimes, so keep that in mind. But again, we are using Hildren to kind of just make sure that we always have that up. You can use Ember. She also has an armor strip. Whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Even Goss also has an armor strip. And a DOT, which is Blast. So, there's a lot of things to consider, but like I said, for this video, I'm using Hildren. This augment is incredibly good. It's probably something you want to run, but as I stated, I think it's overkill. It's not mandatory. Whereas other augments, I think, should feel almost mandatory to use because they help change the weapon in such a dramatic way that it would be foolish not to, like the Core, right? That is a mandatory augment, right? The weapon is okay, but you need to run it to make it amazing. The Incarnate Hate had no issues before, right? So anyway, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed. That's the build. I mean, you'll casually be hitting numbers that are so high that you won't really see the DOT apply because they're dying so fast. So if you plan on using this augment, I would really only incorporate it into your build if you plan on going towards like level cap-ish type enemies, like well over level 2000. Otherwise, you really won't see the benefit of this augment because the damage numbers were already so high. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment what you think about the augment, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.